Have you ever wondered if that afternoon snack is actually good for your brain health? Is it helping your brain health or is it actually hindering your brain? Hello, my successful and healthy earthlings. Mihaela here, naturopath and founder of the Natural Health Podcast. In this episode, you're going to learn if that afternoon snack that you're having is actually good for your brain, right? We're going to go through the snacking phenomenon. Then we're going to go into the link between snacking and your brain health. And at the end, like I always do, I'm going to give you 3 tips on how to improve your brain function. Let's get straight into it. Welcome to the Natural Health Podcast. We bring awareness of sustainable health in the business hustle space. Natural Health Podcast is perfect for the high-performing, business-minded individuals who want to work with their biochemistry to achieve success and optimal health. It's Mondays with Mihaela. That's right, me. Thank you so much for tuning in. I absolutely love and appreciate your support. Here on Mondays, I'm here to provide you with simple, savvy, and sustainable health hacks to optimize your health. In today's episode, I'm going to be talking about afternoon snacking and the potential effects it may have on your brain. I mean, if you're anything like me, 2-3 o'clock used to be for me, and it would just hit in and I would just want that snack when I used to work in the office. And thank you for all those office people, those $1 Freddos, the $1 koalas, $1 summer rolls, and so forth, and then you always have that dollar on you, and there goes your afternoon snack, and you believe it makes you feel better, but does it really, right? I've spoken about why you may be wanting that snack about 2-3 p.m., what happens in our body in previous episodes, so tune into them. But today, I wanted to look deeply into having those snacks, what that actually effect it has on our brain. Before we get into that, I'm going to give you some actually interesting facts, right? So, in terms of when our favorite time to indulge is, us here in Australia, it's such an interesting study that I found, right? Just without even knowing, just guess what time exactly to the dot you think you would want that snack on average. What time is it that Australians have that afternoon snack? I'll let you think about it. Well, most of us think it's 3 o'clock, right? We go, that 3 o'clock slump, what's happening to me, right? But the average, I hope you're ready for this, and I hope that you're within the minutes. Let me know in the comments below what your guess was, right? The average time Australians give in to the need to feed for a snack is 2:31 p.m. That's right. It's not 2:30, it's not 3 p.m., it's 2:31 p.m., right? We may snack throughout the day, but 2:31 p.m. is the peak snack time here in Australia. Absolutely crazy. So there you go. You have it now. So if you're sitting in the office or if you're working and it hits about 2:30, it's about all of Australia is probably grabbing for that snack about 2:31, right? Interesting fact is, in Indonesia, they're the least able to resist this snack, with most of them giving in cravings at 11:28. And in Canada, India, and China, consumers also can't hold out as long as Australians can. But in America, Brazil, Russia, the French and Germans have more staying power and more control. The Brits are the best at holding out, only melting into a chocolate at 3:41. So that's crazy. It's about an hour and 10 minutes after us Aussies. Those Brits, they've got it going on. So that is let's talk about the snacking phenomenon, right? Like back in the days, you used to only have that 3 meals. You have breakfast, lunch, and dinner. There was no such things as snacks, right? When I go back overseas to visit my family, there's no such thing as a snack. You have a breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and they're all mostly around the same time every day. It doesn't matter if it's a weekday, if it's afternoon, if it's, weekday, work day, weekend, it doesn't matter. However, things have changed throughout the years here in Australia and also around the world. 91% of consumers snacking multiple times throughout the day. Snack is an essential to daily eating for most Australians, Americans around the world now, and accounts for about 50% of all of our eating. So half of the stuff that we eat are snacks, right? That is observed. That is absolutely crazy in my eyes. I mean, there's a reason why we would have breakfast, lunch, and dinner, right? But the interesting thing is, I remember when I was studying, I used to have little snack box. I used to take to school my breakfast if I had that on the train, and then my lunch, my snacks between, and so forth. And I remember having this teacher, and he was a nutritionist, and it was about, I think the class was about 2 o'clock or 3 o'clock or something along those lines. And whilst this class was having, I was snacking on my nuts, like my little box of nuts, and I was snacking on it, right? And he said to us, there's no such things as snacks, and there should never be such things as snacks. And there I was eating my walnuts, being like, okay, so I'm learning about nutrition. My nutritionist teachers, they're telling me not to have snacks. I know my body wants snacks. What do? I just laughed, and I was like, oh, he doesn't know what he's talking about. However, throughout my studies, throughout my years of experience, throughout my health, I have noticed that my body does not work with snacks. After understanding how my body works, when we are supposed to eat and when we're not supposed to eat due to the slumps of our digestive enzymes and so forth, on our biology, how it's supposed to work, which I'll probably do an episode on, but we're not really made for snacking, okay? And I'll go through the why. And you may be exactly like I was back at school, being like, this person doesn't know what they're talking about. I need my snacks to go throughout the day, right? But the snacking phenomenon is a new thing. It's an absolutely new thing. And I have my own theory about it, why it has grown. But let's look into why we snack, how much we snack, right? So there was a study done in 2011, 10 years ago. Americans roughly eat 570 calories more than they did in the 1970s, according to a new study. While supersized portions have extremely gone up, which we know about, it is actually snacking is the biggest culprit. Snacking, right? This is what this study found. In our Modern Eating 2013 report, they found that traditional eating patterns built around 3 square structured meals a day had given way to modern eating styles categorized by frequent snacking that often occurs unsystematically and varies from person to person. That was another report. There was another report in 2016. It's the Future of Snacking report. Crazy, right? While the phenomenon of snacking is messy and at times hard to fully describe, coherence is brought to snacking by examining how 3 key drivers, nourishment, optimization, and pleasure, represents the shift of food values and are connected to the needs driving snacking occasions. So that's what is driving snacking these days, right? 90% of consumers are engaged in modern snacking, categorized by highly flexible rules and structure. That's 90% of us are snacking. 90%. So I'm probably the rare 10%. Don't get me wrong, I do snack sometimes. Sometimes I do snack when I am not organized, when things go out of whack, an event occurs and I haven't organized, I haven't prepared. Yes, snacking may occur. I try to minimize it as much as possible. However, this is saying that 90% of us snack. Absolutely crazy, right? But this also, let me get that straight also. It depends where you are in your lifetime. If you are a kid, a toddler, a child, an adolescent, or an adult. I'm here talking about an adult. I'm a 30 plus year old adult, and I try not to snack. I try to have 3 meals that will keep me full for the rest of the day and provide the nutrition that I require, right? But let's look into a little bit more of this, right? Let's look at this graph that's so interesting. Let's pop it up here, right? So the researchers released the result of a snack survey showing that 33% of Australians bought potato chips in an average 4-week period during the 12 months of March 2013. This was slightly down from 36% in the year to March 2019. Other popular snacks were chocolate, coated biscuits, chocolate-coated biscuits, savory biscuits, and corn chips. So women were more likely to choose healthier snacks such as yogurt, with 32% eating natural plain yogurt at least once a week compared to 20% of men. Men were generally less concerned about the nutritional value of their snack. Both sexes were equally fond of ice cream from the tub, which was the number 4 choice. So as you can see here, you've got potato chips, number 1, smashing it out at 42%, right? Then you have nuts at 37%. Then you've got savory biscuits and crackers. Ice cream from the tub, that is so interesting. It has to be from the tub. Us Australians, we're a funny bunch of individuals, aren't we? Then came lollies, mints or chewing gum, natural or plain yogurt, plain biscuits. I mean, if you're listening to this on an audio version, what I'm doing is I'm showing a graph that was found, and it shows the percentage of the snacks that Australians are more likely to buy, and it goes all the way down to 16% being the lowest, and that's natural snacks. I'm not too sure what that is. And after it was healthy mueslis and so forth. But what we tend to snack the most on are potato chips and nuts. Crazy, right? And we do believe that nuts are healthy for us, right? Because it's all over the media and we've been brainwashed so. But nuts are. Depends what you're trying to achieve, right? This is where we need to understand and work with a health professional to get the best results that we want, right? But now that we understand the snacking phenomenon, that I like to call it, which I believe has come about due to a restructure of businesses and a structure of businesses looking to grow their products, grow their income, grow their revenue, to be able to provide us with a lot more variety of foods, which is an absolutely brilliant thing. Thanks for doing that. However, they have gone down the route of, if we make it normal to snack, more people are going to eat more people are going to have a more variety, and our margins, our revenue are going to go up, right? Because most of the foods, if you go down the aisles, are snack foods. Literally, I went down to the shops, I think it was yesterday, and there was like 3-4 aisles, and they were all snacks. They were not breakfast, lunch, and dinner items. They were snack items. Okay, and you know what I'm talking about. But before I go on a little rant, let's get into the snacking and the brain health link. Usually, snacking raises our blood pressure. Okay, this is what I want you to understand. If you get anything out of this podcast, out of this episode, is that when you are snacking, usual snacks like the potato chips, that's why I wanted to build that picture, is because Australians mainly have potato chips, savory biscuits, ice cream from a tub, right? Nuts and so forth as snacks. These snacks raise our blood sugar levels through the roof, absolutely through the roof, right? Snacks are usually chocolate chips. They raise our blood sugar levels. Clearly, the link between blood sugar levels and cognitive health is known, and if it isn't, let me explain it to you, okay? High blood sugar puts you at a higher risk of cognitive decline and dementia, even if you haven't fully developed diabetes, okay? Memory loss is the most consequently reported adverse effects of hypoglycemia, high blood sugar, on cognitive function. Hypoglycemia is also associated with poorer processing speed, attention, concentration, and executive function. So that snack that you're having at, was it 2:31? That snack that you're having at 2:31 is actually causing a high blood sugar spike, which is having an effect on poorer processing speed, attention, concentration, and executive function. So if you're wanting to be that amazing business professional and get all that information out, get all that processing happening, is that 2:31 snack really, do you really need that? Right. Also, hippocampal atrophy is a crucial feature of age-related memory loss, and hippocampus is reportedly even vulnerable to the neurotoxicity consequences of diabetes. You know, having always high glucose levels can cause diabetes. High blood sugar levels, even those that are episodic, are not chronic. So, you know, your 2:31 snack causes sugar metabolites to accumulate in the brain cells, resulting in systemic inflammation. Get that right. When you're having that snack, even if it's not constant, even if it's Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, you are causing systemic inflammation, all right, including in your brain. Over time, this low-grade chronic systemic inflammation can result in what's referred to inflammaging, which is an important topic, which can accelerate the biological aging process and worsen age-related diseases, including vascular conditions. The brain, the blood vessels become tight, rigid. They leak chemicals that are also inflammatory. They also cause, which essentially causes more inflammation, and you can see areas of cell death due to increased oxidative damage and hypoxia, or not having enough oxygen. And this is dramatic, and it's a lot of words, and oh my gosh, so much is happening. But this all in turn can lead to a decline in cognitive processing and vascular dementia. So there, you asked me, what is the link between afternoon snacking on my brain health? I'm not talking about, this is just kind of talking about mainly your brain health, your brain function, your brain health, okay? Let's look into a study that I found that was literally done in 2021, 19th of January 2021, so started this year. The study, published in a Journal of Diabetes, Obesity and Metabolism, looked at the UK population of 500,000 individuals aged between 40 and 69 years old between 2006 and 2010. They wanted to understand the relationship between HbA1c and brain health across the entire glycemic spectrum. Okay, so let me explain that and pull it out a bit, right? HbA1c measures your glucose levels throughout a period of a few months in your blood, right? So the higher it is, the more likely you have sugar in your body, the more likely you have hypoglycemia, the more likely you may have prediabetes or diabetes, right? So this is what they wanted to look at. They suggested that keeping blood sugar in a normal range is important, preventing cognitive decline and dementia. This is what they looked at. So this was a study done on cognitive health and sugar levels, right? This is where at 231 your sugar levels rise, and we want to know what's happening to our cognitive health. Okay. The researchers reported that people diagnosed with pre-diabetes, generally defined as having A1C levels of 5.7 to 6.4%, are, ready for it, 54% more likely to develop vascular dementia than people with normal blood sugar levels, which were less than 5.7% in this study. Based on previous research and now their own findings, they can certainly say that pre-diabetes is a high-risk state for people to be in, and that they know that it is certainly associated with a greater risk of cognitive decline and vascular dementia. A study done this year, right, looking at 500,000 individuals, for a 4-year period. This is a pretty good study that shows what can happen when we don't look after our blood sugar levels throughout the day, right? We need to ensure that our blood sugar levels stay as stable as possible throughout the day. And snacking throws this out the window. This is what I want you to know. Snacking throws your blood sugar level throughout the window. Unless you have worked with a healthcare professional, they have given you a plan, a certain plan of how to eat, when to eat, and that's going to help you. What I mean by snacking is lollies, potato chips, chocolate, biscuits, anything along those lines that you're just randomly having, right? So let's go into it. Let's look at 3 tips to improve your brain health, okay? The first one, do not snack. I know, easy, right? The first tip of this episode, this podcast, is do not snack. And what I mean by that is do not snack on those potato chips, chocolates, biscuits, and so forth, those yogurts and so forth. If you want your brain health to be on point, if you want your brain health to not decline, if you want your brain health to progress, all those business things that you need, you want to be there for your business, do not snack. Number 2 is ensure that all of your meals are well balanced between micros and macros, right? Micronutrients and macronutrients. What I mean by that, ensure that your meals have the fat, the carbohydrates, the protein that it is necessary to ensure that you don't have those spikes of blood sugar levels throughout the roof, right? So essentially, you need to work with a healthcare professional that understands you, that understands the body, how it works, and put a plan together that's going to assist you to ensure that you don't get that blood sugar spike through the roof, right? Number 3 is I have so many episodes on brain health. Get listening to them. They're available on the Natural Health podcast, and it's going to give you so many hints on how to improve your brain health. So there you have it. If you know someone, a business professional that is snacking, please send them this episode. Send this to them, share it with them, because you're going to assist them, assist their brain function so it works to the best possible it can, right? If you have any questions, please feel free to comment below. Let me know. I'll be able to get to it as soon as I can, and then hopefully be able to answer it on the Natural Health podcast. Do what you do best. Love, like, share. Subscribe to the Natural Health podcast. Comment below what your favorite snack used to be and what time roughly you snacked. Until next Monday, remember the missing link between failure and success is your health.